Good morning. All right. Here we go. Time for the show. This one's for Blake, the Sweet Patina, if you haven't figured that out by now. A couple things here. Image transfer. Multiple ways to do it. Sorrel paper, pounce pattern, projection. We're going to project it. So let me show you how to get this thing set up, and you can check it out. This will be like the fast track program here. So computer, projector, image. All right, so image is up. Looks pretty good. 1.25 inches on that side, or about 2 inches on that side. Let's just give the projector a little tap here. All right, so what we're gonna do is prep the surface, shop towels. So fresh and so clean, followed by some Get Gone degreaser. Ammonia-free glass cleaner. So you're probably going to hear me repeat myself a lot when it comes to certain techniques that I use.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
All the videos I put out, so that everyone is a new one, right? That being said, it's time to repeat ourselves. So for image transfer, I'm going to use a Stabilo pencil. Measure twice, cut once, right? 1.5. 1.5. I blocked the projection. Obviously, I can't do a transfer of the image here because I can't. So, starting over here is where I'm going to do my image transfer. Working my way from the left to the right. A lot of correction, if any is needed, will be done with brush stroke, but I still try to be as precise as possible. It's just how I work. Camera shadows. And you know, there's definitely different ways to do this. Like I said earlier, I like this because it helps me kind of develop like a muscle memory for the layout. So I don't get lost in this design. I'm gonna do the entire outside. That way if I ever have to line it back up or if I bump it or anything, I've got something to go off of. And this is the boring part. And I know that this is gonna be a long video because it's got everything in it. But I did have a couple thoughts I wanted to share with you guys. Maybe something that might make life a little bit easier for you. And that's when you're tracing your image. You got a couple techniques like hand over, bracing your hand and stuff like that that will help your image transfer. It's gonna get creaky here. All right, let's see. We gotcha. We gotcha. Yeah, we gotcha. Okay. Like on the bottom here, for example, you can use this edge to brace your hand. And you just kind of follow that line. Kind of hooking your fingers on this bottom edge so that stabilizes. You can stabilize with a second hand. Come up on your finger like you're pinstriping. Everything works. You know, there's really no bad way to do this, as long as you get it done. So now for everything on the inside of this deal, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a rubber glove so that I don't put hand grease all over this and have to degrease it all over again. And one of the other reasons that I like using Stabilos is They don't come off super easy. You know, pounce pattern when you're using powder as you're going through the image. I mean, this is a problem I have. I don't know if everybody has this problem, but
hey bud, what's your problem?
You tend to lose your stencil, and that's never good, right? Because like, where are you gonna go next? So I'm gonna put a glove on, knock the rest of this out. So come on. There we go. Hopefully the camera can pick this up. I also kind of mapped out where drop shadow would be on this. Might be cool, might not. I don't know. We'll check it out. Here we go. Projector still projecting. There you go. That's our layout. I don't think we missed anything. There you have it. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to shut this down. I'm not going to move anything just in case. You never know. And then I haven't figured out. I'll probably paint all the inside black first. And then I'll come back and I'll do all the white. But we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna do enamel, clear, and cornstarch, talc, or baby powder, whatever you got on hand. But that's gonna help disturb the flow out of the enamel, and we'll get like that nice, scratchy, worn patina look. And after all that's done, we'll probably come back with like, I don't know, maybe a 2000 or 3000 and give it the once over just on the painted areas. Do a little bit of wear and tear here and there, and then figure out where we're going to do some stripes. Should be pretty cool. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, we are back again. And we're about to sling some paint on this Sweet Patina door. Real quick, I just wanted to share a little tech tip for you guys as I put on my microphone. DJI Bluetooth microphones. Phenomenal for content creators. They're really, really good. Use that little rabbit's tail on there. Cuts out all the wind noise. Even cuts out a lisp if you got one. Anyway, one thing that's super important, guys, especially when you're filming, more so when you're painting, is you have a good light source. And it's been said before, and what I've learned from listening to some other cats out there, is you want to flood your area with light. So that's what we're gonna do. We've got one. We've got two. 3, 4, 5 overhead LED shop lights. So if you can see, we are well lit, ready to get. So check it out. If you can't see what you're doing in this studio, man, you should just quit. Anyway, we're about to get down. I'm gonna mix up some paint, and we're gonna get started on this Sweet Patina display door. I like to call it the showstopper display. Hopefully we're gonna make some more of these in the future, but let's do it. Because we're doing a distressed antiqued, patinaed, or aged, or whatever you want to call it. We're doing a patina finish paint here. We need to prepare the paint. You can't just take regular enamel straight out of the can and have at it. It's just not gonna work. It doesn't have that age to it. It's actually almost too good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make up a little concoction of enamel paint, clear coat, enamel clear coat, mind you, and a little bit of starch, if I can find it. There it is. A little bit of cornstarch. Cornstarch acts as the matting material. A lot of people tell you don't use it, it's gonna gum up your paint. It really doesn't, it's fine. Don't use too much though, because you will destroy the integrity of the paint, and being that the intended purpose of this door is not only a logo display, but we want it to be like a demo display as well, to where when this is out at the car shows, you know, we can clean it or hit it with the degreaser to get all the shine juice off of it, and then come back and re-sauce it, or sauce half of it, or however they want to do it. But we want to show like the before and after on the spot at the shows, so people buy the product, right? It's kind of like the whole point. So we're gonna get cracking here, and I'll speed this up just a little bit so you can see what we're doing, and we'll get on it. So let's do it. I'd like to mention that I have a couple cheats for you guys. When you're using the smaller cans like these, the half pints, or even the small ones, one of the problems that you guys get is that all the enamel will accumulate around the rim, and then it doesn't seal, and then air gets in there, your paint's gonna skim over, and then you're just wasting material. So there's a really cool trick that I've learned. I didn't learn it from anybody, I just kind of figured it out because I'm not an idiot. And I'll show you that real quick. Let me get this mixed up so we can make sure that all the pigment and all the solvents are in there. But I guess this will kind of be a 2-for-1. I'm going to show you a couple tricks here. It's always these little things that nobody ever tells you about that just makes life a little bit easier. And you definitely want to mix your stuff thoroughly, guys. You know, these solvents will separate, the pigment will fall to the bottom, and then your coverage goes to crap, and you just end up buying another can because the old can doesn't work, and then it happens to that can, and so on and so forth. But this stuff really is good to the last drop. Like that's probably sufficient. Scrape off our excess. Actually, let's get our little palette magazine ready. And just FYI, what you palette on, it does matter. Usually something that's got a gloss on it's pretty good because it keeps the solvents in the paint from reacting with the pigments that the material is printed on, because that little gloss coat kind of seals it up a little bit. Some people palette on phone books. They make paletting boards for body work. That works really well too. But anyway, enough of that. So what I like to do is I like to take a non-waxed Dixie cup, and I will find where it's joined together, and I will cut that seam all the way back to the lip, and then I'll give it a little T-cut here up at the top, almost like a relief cut. So this guy can expand, and then directly below that, I'll come in here and I'll make myself a little V cut. It's not the sharpest X-Acto, but it'll work. And then you take that little flap of that V and you bend that down, kind of like that. Right, and then you got a little pour spout. And what this little V will do is it'll allow your paint to trickle off. Then you take this bad boy and you slip it right in there where the lid seats, and you're good to go. And all you got to do is throw away that Dixie cup. Look at that. No mess. And I'm gonna pour a decent amount here because we got a lot of blackening out to do. You take this and just throw it away. Easy peasy. Seal this guy back up and seal your cans up the right way. It does make a difference. Gonna get loud. And back on the shelf. Alright, now the clear being as big as it is, there's not a really good way to lip that off. So I just scoop. And this stuff, I've never had to really mix this stuff up, so I'm not too worried about it. But you do go for about equal parts on this. Equal parts clear, equal parts paint. And that just helps thin it out a little bit so you can see your brush strokes and whatnot. And that's kind of what you're going for when you're doing this aged finish. Seal that up. Definitely got to seal up your clear coats. That stuff came over real hot. Like a liquid plastic. Finally, take a little bit of cornstarch. Use a bigger tongue depressor, not a popsicle stick. And we're gonna give it a decent little amount here. I think 2 scoops will do it. It's just a matting powder. It cuts the gloss out of everything. They make matting agents and paste and all that stuff, but man, sometimes you just gotta use what you got. Mix thoroughly. You're not gonna see the matting right off the bat because everything's wet. The solvents haven't wicked out yet. But your finished project, you'll notice it. You'll even notice it when you start brushing it on. Get it off the sides. Now I do have one more trick for you. In the event that any of your products have skimmed over, started to solidify or booger up on you, you might want to run it through some sort of filter, right? Well, filter material, that stuff can get pricey. So there's a couple hacks you can do. You can use screen material from like a screen door or a window. They sell that by the roll. And it doesn't take much of that, and it's pretty much disposable. Personally, I think that can get a little bit pricey just because it's not the cheapest thing out there. But what is drywall tape. You can rip it to order. You put it in a little tape holder for packaging tape. And I always double my cups up. And then the sticky side, you push that down into the cup a little bit. And you can fold these over if you're worried about it. I don't. And once you think that you're thoroughly mixed here, and I think we'll use a little bit of reducer in this. It's kind of humid in the house right now. Let's see, what do we have? I have this little reptile dealio here. Let me show this to you guys. So this little pet store bad boy right there tells me the temperature of the room and the humidity. Super important when you're doing like gold leaf and stuff, but obviously the higher the humidity, the stickier things are gonna get. So right now our humidity is about 55%. Not ideal, but it is what it is. This is South Texas. So a little high temp reducer. And reducer is going to cut down on some of that matting too. Not 100%, but if you use enough of it, it will. And we're just going to stir this really well until we get a consistency. So when you're stirring stuff or mixing stuff like this with reducer or you're palleting, the more that you do it, the more that you open up surface to air contact, and those solvents will start to evaporate and it'll actually thicken on you. If you've ever mixed up a cup of paint and you noticed from your beginning stroke to your ending stroke, the consistency of the paint has changed dramatically, it's because all those solvents and stuff are evaporating and the paint's starting to thicken up and cure as it's intended to do. And we slow down or retard that process by palleting or adding a little reducer as we go. There's other agents that you can use for that too, like you've got ChromaFlow, which will do that. And if you're using urethanes, if you overuse the activator, which is designed to harden it, it'll actually slow it down too. So I've been told, I haven't done that yet. Those are on the way, and we're gonna play with that here real soon. All right, so that's pretty good. You know, I'm shooting for, oh, I don't know, like 2% milk here. And I'm happy with that. I like painting with that, and that's what we're gonna go for. So just pour this through your strainer. Don't just dump it all at once. Nice and slow, spread it out a little bit, and you'll see it go. And if you got any little chunks or pieces of paint skin in there, fly wings, whatever you want to call them, it'll catch it. No peels. And with that being said, we are good to go. We got some new brushes to check out here. I bought some brushes from Todd Hansen when we were up in Dallas doing the panel jam together. And I haven't used them yet, but they're lettering quills. And that's what I'm gonna use for this. I'm gonna check out the sizes here. He didn't have everything in stock, but he had enough to get us started. So let's see, we got a 5, we've got an 8, we've got a 10, and we've got 16. Being that these things spread out pretty good, I think we're gonna rock a number 8. So we're gonna give that a shot and see how it works. Hopefully, with our concoction, we're not ruining a perfectly good brush, and if we are, we can always buy another. Well, these brushes are usually shipped with a sizing in them. So I like to just take my finger and drag my finger through them and kind of break all that stuff up. Get all the crunchiness out of them. If you want, some people put them on a flat surface and they'll take something hard and they'll scrape that over them. And this looks like it's probably going to spread out quite a bit. And I think we can make that work. We'll probably switch up brushes as we go. This might be a little bit big for today, so let's just err on the side of caution. And we'll check out the number 5 also. We'll have that on deck ready to go. But these look like really, really nice brushes. They look like they have a really good spread on them. So I'm excited to use them. And they are a synthetic, but it's a new type of synthetic. You know, as it was explained to me, and I don't forget all the verbiage, I'm sure Todd could tell you if you want to check him out, Todd Hansen. He sells them on his website. But these hairs, traditionally a synthetic brush just had like a nice straight hair. So it was hard to get things, especially enamels, to stick to them. But from what I understand, the hairs are kind of like jagged and offset like that. So all those little pockets are really, really good for holding or loading up in the brush. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna give it a nice little fling, get all them parts out of there, particles, dust, whatever. Then we're gonna clean it in our mineral spirits. I'm gonna try this 5 first. You never want to pull on your bristles. Yeah, I think the 5 is going to be the one. You don't ever want to pull on your bristles. I like to push the spirits through, give it a little squeeze, kind of like a little sponge action. Then I'll go over to my clean one. And that's good to go. And again, just squeeze. There's nothing loaded in this brush right now, so we don't have to worry too much about things getting up into the ferrule. And if you don't know what the ferrule is, I ain't talking Will Ferrell.
They call me Nighthawk.
Piece that holds the hairs to the handle is called the ferrule. We can give that another spin so we can wick out reducer. All right, that's a beautiful brush. I think we're good to go. So now when I palette this thing, I'm gonna load the brush to where it's decently damp, but I can see the bristles through my enamel. So I'm just gonna give this little practice palette right here, and I'm gonna push these bristles into the paint. And the paint's gonna look a little funny. It's gonna look kind of grainy. Well, that's kind of the intention. That's what the matting powder was for. But this is loading the brush. We're kind of charging it or giving it a memory for what it's supposed to hold. And once we're loaded up, we can repel it out of the cup and we'll be good to go. So I don't know if you can see, but you can still see the bristles here. Yes, no, maybe so. Anyway, yeah, that's what we're going for. And now when we get back over here to the door, I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down, and then start at the left and work my way over to the right because I'm right-handed and I don't want to stick my hand in a bunch of crap. And maybe I'll use a mole stick, probably not. I'll just go off fingertips and whatnot. I'll make sure that my fingertips are dry. Another trick that I like to do too is I will take my pouncing pad for pounce patterns. Let's see where we at over here. I've got blue and I got white. We're good either way. I'll probably go with the white just because. Here's another little trick I like to do. Some guys like to just drag their hand on the floor, on the ground. I guess that's cool, but if you're out on a job site, you don't want them seeing that. So just get just a little bit of powder on there. Cuts down the grease, helps you slide along if you're sliding. Yeah. So when you're on there, you're not leaving greasy fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's check this bad boy out. So we have a drop shadow and a surround. We're gonna do the surround, then we're gonna do the lettering, and then we'll come back and we'll do the drop. We should probably do the drop first, but the drop is optional on this one. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet. So if we're starting up here, we'll land that brush. We'll push until that brush spreads out. will just drag it. Perfect. And we will make corrections as we go. Like if your stenciling or your chalking or whatever's not perfect, that's all right, because you know what it's supposed to look like. No, we're going for that patinaed look, so if you got some dry brushing on there or you're missing some brush strokes, that's fine. That's kind of what we want. But there you have it. As that dries, that's going to be matted. You'll see a couple little voids in there. And if you do run out, that's all right. That's kind of what you're going for, because we want it old and distressed. Especially on the upper part of this door. As you can see, this rust line in here, that's where the sun's been hitting it, that's where the rain's been hitting it, and hell, even the hail or whatever. So if it's a little bit lighter up there, that's fine. As we go through and distress this, we're gonna take that into account. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing all painted up. I'm gonna hyperlapse this for you, so let's get on it. You can kind of see some of the light spots and some of the brush strokes, and we're going to expose that more later on. A little bit of steel wool, maybe a scuff pad to just kind of help that along. We might even brush over it a little bit here as it tacks up with a little bit of mineral spirits. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and do a drop shadow on that. To do the drop shadow, since we're blacked out, we're going to take some clear coat, tint it with a little bit of black, and lay that out as well. Revision of thought. I can always add the drop shadow at the end, but if I put it in now and I don't like it, I can't take it away. So I'm going to mix up some ivory, and we're going to make it a distress mixture. So we're going to mix it with some clear coat, and we're going to mix it with some starch, and we're going to knock out the lettering and the gear. See the brush strokes with the ivory. The ivory is lighter than the color of the door, so that's pretty cool. That's what we want to go on, and these brushes are great. So this is a product review for Mr. Todd Hansen. These Tilly lettering quills are wonderful. Could probably use a bigger one for this, but I'm trying to capture brush strokes. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna But yeah, we're buttoning this up pretty quick. I didn't expect to get this much done. We're doing what you call painting wet. And if you guys don't know what that means that that black is not dry. And I've put my hand in that black a ton of times already, but that's okay because it's supposed to be all kind of jacked up anyway, you know? Patina. And in case you didn't capture my hat, I love patina. These are available at sweetpatina.com. So check it out. All sorts of good merchandise. And man, super nice people. Salt of the earth kind of people. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit here, and I'm gonna use my maul stick because I'm running out of door. But yeah, Blake and his family, man, they are cool people. I'm actually pretty stoked to be working with him. Gotta support that mom and pop, you know. Like Corsobuilt, that's a mom and pop. We should support that too. So here's where we're at. We got the ivory, we got the black. It's looking pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Brushes are awesome, paint's awesome, door's awesome, Sweet Patina's awesome, you're awesome.
You're awesome.
Sometimes. Drop shadow coming right up. A little bit of clear, tinted with a little bit of black. And don't forget, we gotta mat it out. So we're gonna put in some cornstarch. Here we go. That is what the doctor ordered. Bam! Look at that. Nice and subtle. I dig it. Alright, so now we're gonna let this dry overnight. We're gonna distress it tomorrow, and then we're gonna figure out where and how we're gonna do some striping. I want to jazz this thing up, man. I want it to be drag out, knock down, badass. And we're well on our way. So, see you guys tomorrow. Did you know that you can control your GoPro from your phone? Oh, here comes the noise. Hold on. As I was saying, they make an app for your GoPro that you can control from your phone. You can turn it off, or you can turn it on. You can also preview it, look at all your media, import it to your phone. It's actually pretty cool, and I think you get some storage with it too. If you're using the right stuff, storage probably isn't an issue, but sometimes it always is. Anyway, we're back on Sweet Patina door. This sweetheart right here, and I think she looks badass. Now, if you agree, just wait until this thing gets sauced. Sauced. I don't know if I'm gonna do this or if I'm gonna wait so that Blake can do it, because it's kind of like I don't know, sending off a ship by busting a bottle on the front of the boat. think we're gonna let him do that. So in the meantime, we need to help expose the patina. How are we gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna use a little bit of the Sweet Patina. So fresh and clean. And a gray Scotch-Brite pad. Just a little bit of lubricant. And we're just gonna kind of wear it through, man. This is really kind of a personal preference thing, how much you're gonna do and where you're gonna do it. Really up to you. I think for me, I kind of like to do it a little bit all over, but more so where wear seems like it would be normalized. And the cool thing about doing it like this is you're going to pick up a little bit of the rust, you're going to pick up a little bit of the black, and since you've got some moisture on there or the lubricant, it's going to get it into those lighter colors, so it's going to dirty it up a little bit. Damn it. It's going to dirty it up a little bit and just help it look aged. Rusty and crusty, right? You'll start to see some of the metal come through. You'll start seeing more of the brush strokes exposed. Now you can do this dry also. There's really no secret to it. Really what you want to do is knock down the sheen. There's a couple spots where maybe some of the enamel, kind of glossed up. Doesn't really matter. The result is pretty much the same. But this is what I did with Puddin' Store. This is what I did at Mordski Store. You can see how it's kind of hazing out right here. That's just because we're moving some stuff around. But yeah, it's gonna get there. Now obviously, if this door was outside, exposed to the elements, every part of this door is gonna kind of patina up for you, right? Unless, like, I guess one side's against the building and one side's exposed. So we wanna make sure this is pretty uniform. Now, being that this is a logo door and we want people to see it from a couple 100 yards away, we're not gonna totally kill this. We're just gonna distress it a little bit. You know, I don't want it looking like it was sitting out there since the mid-50s, but I do want it to show its age. And I think you guys will agree that the more that we do this, the better it gets. Now there is kind of like a rot line in here, and that's where the trim used to be. We took the trim off because we need the space, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and expose that. And that's a little bit rougher too, so that should kind of come all the way through on its own. Texture's always a good thing. Texture is your friend. And I'm not trying to get too heavy into this, like to where I want like directional grooving. You could probably use sandpaper for this too. I just feel like I have more control this way. So this is how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and jump on a little bit of hyperlapse with this. I have a feeling this video is going to run a little bit long just because it's everything. Fabbing the stand, working on the door, prepping the door, painting the door. And this probably take me a good 20-30 minutes to get it where I want it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up for your benefit. I just found ultra slow-mo. Let's check that out. Did it work? I have no idea. I'll let you know when I edit. Anyway, we're going to speed this up and knock this out. That was a nice little patina session. Now I'm going to take a little bit of mineral spirits and give it a little once over. Anywhere where this paint is a little bit thinner, theoretically, well no actually, it should come off a little bit more. And this will help clean it up too. So I think we're about ready to move on to the next part, which is going to be figuring out how we're going to lay out our pinstriping. Another day. Well, that didn't take long. That was like 2 seconds and a dead battery. Man, you know, getting used to all this stuff is kind of weird. But I'll get there. I'll get there. Anyway, creative stopping point for no gas in the tank or something like that. So I stopped in the middle of striping these pillars because I didn't like where it was going, and I figured it was best just to stop instead of make a mistake. But in the meantime, we got a little surprise shipment from Uncle Blake. So check this out. I waited for you. I know what it is, but who doesn't like an unboxing, right? Of course, they send us more stickers. This blackout rust preventative coating. This is gloss black, permanently obliterates, annihilates, and terminates rust. So we're going to take this stuff and we're going to go ahead and paint our base as well as the entire back of this door. There's our base. We primed it. So I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a little scuff and a little degrease, and then we're gonna hit it with the blackout. I do like the fact that I can paint over this product. That's gonna be really cool, because I got some ideas. That's a little Klingon. Got just the thing for that. That'll work. Big old degreaser. I think we're pretty good on this, man. It's very good. That's ready to go. I'm gonna tape off the threads of this thing. We should probably read danger. Flammable liquid vapor. Fatal if swallowed. Skin irritation. Toxic if inhaled. Respiratory irritation, drowsiness, and dizziness. May cause cancer. Well, guess we're going to do this outside. I'm gonna do some pinstripe design work on the door. I feel like right here and right here could use a cool little design utilizing these colors, not necessarily patinaed like that because we want them to stand out, and then potentially the design from here to here should be the same, as well as maybe putting it on the base. So that means that I'm possibly replicating this design up to 4 times. So what we're gonna do is make ourselves a little pounce template. Some old school stuff for you. And we're gonna pounce our design and transfer it. And I'm gonna hyperlapse this all the way up to that point. So check it out. And Nova wants to say hi. Hello, Nova. How are you today, Nova? I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. I just stole a flip-flop. I'm gonna get that flip-flop. How you doing? What's up, Nova? All right, she said hi. Anyway, come on. So here's the point of this. Your pounce pattern, I don't know if you could tell. Oh, that's not gonna do any good. Let's try that again. It makes all these little microscopic perforations. There you go. So it allows pouncing chalk to transfer through the paper to your medium. I don't know much, but one thing I do know is that when it comes to painting and pinstriping, comfort is king. So I got this thing up on my easel, which is great, you know, good height for working on the flat panel of the door. I could pull up a chair, I could pull up a little scooter stool, but in terms of getting this stuff up here, I can be all awkward and stand on a step stool or something. But what makes more sense to me is to be smarter than yesterday. So, bam! Let's see. Height adjustable too, by the way, because they're jack stands. I think that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that. You can't. Bad cameraman. All right, check it out. Perfect. I'm just standing flat. Bam, bam. Chest height. That'll work. All right, so I'm gonna prep these. Just hit them with a little bit of wax and grease remover real quick. Palette up a brush. Well, not palette up a brush, but I'm gonna tape my my pattern on there. You should probably see that, huh? All right. Hold on. Hello, are you there? So we're gonna clean that surface real quick. We'll give this the once over. The first thing is, let's find our center lines here on the 1 7/8 mark. And this little thing is cool, man. I found this inside of a wall. But how rad is that? Inside the wall. We'll go about the same. Doesn't have to run all the way through. Just a little bit top and bottom. So we can place our pounce pattern. It gives me top center line and bottom center line. A quick little horizontal. We'll just eyeball that. Sorry about the sniffles. It's allergy season here in South Texas. Then we'll take our pounce pattern and we'll fold it in half end to end. And that'll give us our halvesies. Side to side. All right, top up there, good to go. Top down here, good to go. Pounce, 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 pounce. A little rub-a-dub for good luck. The survey says, booyah! Look, I want you to see what I see. Pounce pattern transferred, precise, left to right. Now, of course, this is only going to be as good as I am, so I'm going to palette up a brush. I'm going to do a couple practice strokes on a piece of glass or a magazine or something just to get that muscle memory going. And I will show you some striping. Go one side, first color, nerve-wracking, super skinny. We still got to do this side, but unfortunately stupid work gets in the way, so now I gotta go tattoo people. Oh well, I'll catch you next time. We're gonna block in some stuff and bust out our antique white and do some fill. Cool. And we're back. Hopefully this is the last day on this door. I don't mind it so much, but it seems like it's been taking a minute. So let's see what we got here. We got a couple little boogers on here that we want to get up. Maybe knock down a little bit of this crunchy frosted flake looking stuff with a wire brush. Do a little bit of tape off on the window section so we don't get any crap on there. And then we're gonna go ahead and black out the whole back of this. Of course, we're using blackout from the Sweet Patina. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and prepped again. And let's get it knocked out. This is taking long enough.
Hello? This thing on?
Alright guys, you're not going to hear me talk with this thing on, and I'm going to get some fans rolling. This blackout's a little bit stinky, but that means it looks good. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up for you. We're trying to wrap this video up, man. It's taking forever. Super cool, every single ounce of it, but damn. First coat is done, successful, no runs, rips, or drips. So normally I would give this about 3 hours to flash and then I'd second coat it, but I gotta go to work, so we're just gonna let it dry overnight. I'm gonna have to scuff it tomorrow, but check it out. Not too shabby, right? I really had reserves about doing this to the back of the door because the patina, after it was cleaned up, man, it looks so nice. But then I thought this door is a display for the show, and it's going to show multiple things for them, right? You got the stickers in the windows. He can do a sauce demonstration on the front of the door as well as a degreaser demonstration. And then let's go ahead and just showcase the blackout on the back. So there you go. He can sticker it up if he wants. I'll letter it for him if he wants. Whatever. Either way, I'm happy with it. I hope you're happy with it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Back from work. According to the can, we can recoat in 3 to 8 hours. And it is exactly 8 hours. It looks pretty damn good, I must say. So we're going to go ahead and recoat this. It's going to look just like the first coat, so you don't need to see it. But I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. A little dab will do ya. Check it out. Look at that.
Really nice.
Close your eyes. Bam! Not too shabby. It's got a nice little flow out. And I do believe if you had to reduce this, you can. You just have to use a urethane reducer. But I didn't. And you can see, like right there, a couple little spots where I didn't degrease. That's probably about a size of a fingerprint right there. But that's all right. We'll make it stick. But yeah, very happy. It's gonna be cool. I'm so stoked for you, Blake. This thing's gonna be rad. It's missing something. We did a mock-up with the stand. Looks phenomenal. I will show you that here in a moment. But if you can see what I can see, it feels like this general area is missing something. And I got just the thing. Bam. No paint, no problem. Not to toot my own horn, but ooh, ooh.
Don't mess with my toot-toot.
That is exactly what we needed. Subtle, to the point, fills in the spot, and it matches everything else. Muy bueno.